Some gifts don't bless your life. They slowly destroy it. And most people don't realize it until it's too late. Beware of the spiritual Trojan horse. Gifts that look like crowns but function like cages. Many believers are unknowingly inviting weights into their lives that God never intended for them to carry. Every open hand is not a blessing, and every miracle gift isn't innocent. It is time to sharpen your discernment, for what you allow into your home and hands eventually shapes your spirit. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 21 commands us to test all things. Hold fast what is good. This isn't about living in paranoia, but about living with the sharp precision of the Spirit. Here are 6 things you must refuse to accept under any circumstance. First, never accept objects linked to the occult or idolatry. Deuteronomy 7 verse 25-26 is a divine manual for protection, warning that bringing an abomination into your house makes you devoted to destruction like it. These aren't just decorations. In the spiritual realm, objects used in witchcraft or rival worship represent covenants of allegiance, like the believers in Acts 19 who burned their magic books instead of keeping them as souvenirs. You must realize you cannot hold on to darkness and expect to walk in the light. Your home is a sanctuary, not a museum for condemned things. Second, reject anything that steals your peace. If a generous offer feels heavy in your spirit despite looking perfect on paper, pay attention. Proverbs 14 verse 15 warns that only the simple believe everything. The prudent person pauses. If the umpire of peace described in Colossians 3 verse 15 withdraws from your heart, that is the Holy Spirit signaling a trap. Do not sacrifice your peace to avoid being socially awkward. Third, refuse inheritances carrying a legacy of darkness. While Christ's blood breaks every curse, 2 Corinthians 6 verse 17 still calls us to be separate and not touch the unclean. If an heirloom was forged in ritual or spiritism, your sentimental attachment is a liability. You can honor your family without preserving their spiritual confusion. True maturity often requires a trash bag to protect the future of your children. Fourth, never accept rewards born from iniquity. Proverbs 15 verse 27 says the greedy bring ruin, but those who hate bribes live. Like Achan in Joshua 7, who hid illicit gold and brought defeat to an entire nation. Benefiting from fraud or corruption makes you a spiritual accomplice. It is better to live modestly with a clear conscience than to be surrounded by luxury financed by sin. Fifth, discard gifts that anchor you to past pain. Philippians 3 verse 13 tells us to forget what is behind. If an object, be it letters from a toxic relationship or jewelry from an abuser, triggers shame or depression, it is an emotional prison. Your home should not be a museum of your failures. Finally, reject anything that compromises your integrity. Matthew 16 verse 26 asks what it profits a man to gain the world but lose his soul. If a promotion requires a lie or a favor demands your silence in the face of injustice, it is a bribe, not a blessing. Even the enemy offered Jesus kingdoms in Matthew 4, but the price was worship. Never trade your divine calling for temporary convenience. Knowing when to say no is not a lack of humility. It is the ultimate virtue of protection. Discern what enters your gates, for your soul is worth more than any gift.